In this presentation, you will learn how to build drag and drop activities using Google Slides. So I've created a simple flower that students can label using the drag and drop shapes in the word bank. Obviously, this activity is intended for the littles. They can work on their computer skills of dragging and dropping while they show what they know about the science concept. But this could be adapted for any grade level or any subject area, really. I mean, you could think like magnetic poetry or even different math concepts at any grade level for any standard. So I want to show you how I created this background first of all, because that's where you're going to really start. So we're going to go up and we're going to add in a new slide. And we're just going to change the layout to blank. Then we're going to change the background color. I'm going to put the color of the sky as the whole background, and then I'm going to add in shapes to build the rest of it. So I'm going to add in the shape for the grass, and I'm just going to drag it so that it covers the whole thing. I'm going to go off of my slide off of the canvas just a little bit. And then I'll just adjust it here and change my color to a green for the grass. And then I want to make sure that I don't see that blue down at the bottom. So I'm just going to increase the size of this and move it around a little bit. Okay, the next thing you want to do is insert a shape. And I'm going to search from the web. And this particular search is safe because it automatically filters the images that it finds. And so you know that whatever you choose to use from here is going to be free to use in your presentations. So I'm just going to go down and select this flower right here. I want to make sure I have something that has a transparent background and not a white background, and then just adjust it to where I want it and resize it. And now I'm going to add in some soil down here below so I can add in some roots. So I'm just going to add in another shape, start creating my soil. So it's like a cutout of the ground here. I'm going to change my color, and then I'm going to take off the outline, make it transparent. Okay, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search again, and this time I'm going to search for some roots. So I'm searching, notice I keep the word clip art in there. Most of those are transparent backgrounds. So I'm going to select this picture here so that you can see me use the crop tool, and I like those particular roots. So you're going to use that crop tool, and you can just cut out everything. So we can combine images here to create a custom picture. Now I'm going to go to Format Options, and I'm going to recolor this to a white so that my roots are going to be white inside that soil, so they're easier to see. So I'll just adjust it to get it to fit into the soil properly. Okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and move on and start creating my different parts. Next, I want to label my flower. So I need to put in the callouts for the labels. So I'm going to go up and insert a shape, and I'm going to go down to callout. And I'm going to use this shape right here and just drag it out here to the side of the flower. And then there's a little yellow dot down on the pointer, and you can just drag it out to where you want it, and it will re-stretch that shape. So now I'm just going to duplicate this. Instead of trying to remake that exactly, I'm just going to push Control D, and it duplicates the shape. So I'm just going to keep duplicating that and have it connect to each part of the flower here. This is what the students will drag and drop their word bank into, the words from their word bank into. Next, I'm going to kind of make this look a little bit jazzier, jazz it up a little bit with the title. So I'm going to insert some word art. Word art's one of my favorite tools in Google Slides. I love this. So I'm going to type in what I want for my word art. It just makes it a little bit fun, gives it a fun little flair, and puts it on there. And you can choose with the word art, you can choose whatever font you want and resize it. It just automatically resizes for you. You don't have to select your font size. So that's nice. Just going to get this fixed up here where I like it. And then I'm going to start making it look cute. So I'm going to insert a fill color, and I'm going to insert a line color, and then change the thickness of my line. And it just makes it pop off the page a little bit. Next, if you want to add a nameplate so the students can type their names in, I would just insert a text box. I'm going to type in name. And then to make it pop off the page a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put a fill color in this text box of white so that it doesn't blend in with the page so much. It just makes it pop off the page a little bit and looks a little bit better like that. Now that you have your background set up, you don't want the students to be able to move the parts around. So we're going to go to File and we're going to download this as a PNG file. We're going to do that so we can put that as the background image so the students cannot move all of your different pieces around, because that can be really frustrating for the students, especially the little ones, if they're trying to click around and they're accidentally moving parts around. So we're going to insert a new slide here, and we're going to add on the background, we're going to say choose an image, and we're going to go find that image that you just saved and add it onto this slide. And now it will be a background image rather than different pieces with text boxes that can move around. So you see that whenever I'm clicking, nothing will actually select and move now. I'm going to add in the words for the different parts of the flower so I can start creating my word bank. And I'm doing that inside those callouts so that I can make sure I have the right size to fit in the callout. And then I'm just going to move it over to where I want it, complete all my formatting. So I'm going to center this, choose a font I like, and just go ahead and type in my word. I'm going to resize here to make it fit the box a little bit better. Once I like this, I'm going to, rather than creating a new box, a new shape, I'm going to just duplicate this by pushing Control D so it makes it the same exact size. Notice the little red lines that pop up there. Those are our guidelines to show us that everything is centered properly. So inside the box, I'm just going to type the next word and then Control D to duplicate it. I'm going to use those guidelines that pop up to make sure I'm centered so that everything's lined up nice and neat, and just continue to type in the other parts so that my word bank all looks consistent. Again, Control D and using those guidelines to make sure everything lines up. Now I'm just going to go back and add in some color so that this pop just a little bit more. And if I'm going to check this as a teacher, it makes it much easier if everything is color coded. So I'm just going to change each one to a different color so that I can just glance at their slide and see if they have the right colors in the right places. Makes it much easier for checking their work to make sure that they're on the right track. And it helps the kids give a visual too. So now the students would be able to type in their name, but we do need to add a text box to the nameplate in order for them to type in there. So I'm going to add the text box so that the slide is now set up for students to be able to edit and they can type their name directly in there. Now you can assign this out to the students on Google Classroom, or if you wanted to create one slideshow that all the students have a slide on, you can easily duplicate your slides by clicking on the slide itself over on the left-hand toolbar and do a Control D to duplicate that, and you can create a slide for each student. And then you could change it to the grid view, and you could see everybody's slides all at one time as they're making their changes. So that makes it really handy if you're going to do a whole class slideshow. So that's how easy it is to create your own drag and drop activity in Google Slides. Bye!